Hello, everybody. And how are we doing? Morning time, morning tire. How can I know what I've got up there on the thumbnail for today, but while after I got my thumbnail all put together, and today's stream is probably won't be 2 hours, maybe an hour and a little bit to an hour and a half, but that's about it for today. I don't know. Uh, Hey, morning, ramen. But anyway, something popped up. A lot of people, we're starting to make the news here more and more and more about some fake electors being from the last election. Man, we're still doing this crap over the last election. Some liberal states are pushing to some so-called fake electors. And I keep hearing about how the Democrats never want to have the Democrats honest elections, honest elections. We want honest elections. There's always Republicans. They always push for the Republicans. Claiming the Republicans have got fake elections, fake elections. I want to remind y'all about an ad from 2016 that the Democrats put out. Whether or not it was paid for by Hillary, whether or not it was paid for by the DNC, I don't remember any of them coming out in protest of this ad. I don't remember any liberal, any Democrat coming out in 2016 demanding this ad come down, that this ad is wrong, that it was a threat to democracy for this ad, for what this ad was pushing for to actually happen.
Republican members of the Electoral College, this message is for you. As you know, our founding fathers built the Electoral College to safeguard the American people from the dangers of a demagogue and to ensure that the presidency only goes to someone who is to an eminent degree endowed with the requisite qualifications.
An eminent degree. Someone who is highly qualified for the job.
The Electoral College was created specifically to prevent an unfit candidate from becoming president.
There are 538 members of the Electoral College. You
and just 36 other conscientious Republican electors can make a difference
by voting your conscience on December 19th.
And thereby shaping the future of our nation.
I'm not asking you to vote for Hillary Clinton.
I'm not asking you to vote for Hillary Clinton.
I'm not asking you to vote for Hillary Clinton.
As you know, the Constitution gives electors the right to vote for any eligible person.
Any eligible person, no matter which party they belong to.
But it should certainly be someone you consider especially competent.
Especially competent to serve as President of the United States of America.
By voting your conscience, you and other brave Republican electors can give the House of Representatives the option to select a qualified candidate for the presidency.
I stand with you.
I stand with you.
I stand with you.
I stand with you in support and solidarity with conservatives, independents, and liberals.
And all citizens of the United States.
The American people trust that your voice speaks for us all.
And that you will make yourself heard through the constitutional responsibility granted to you by Alexander Hamilton himself.
What is evident is that Donald Trump lacks more than the qualifications to be president.
He lacks the necessary stability.
And clearly the respect for the Constitution of our great nation.
You have the position,
the authority,
and the opportunity to go down in the books as an American hero.
Who changed
I am so close to throwing up in the back of my throat listening to these guys.
My respect.
For your patriotism.
And service to the American people. Unite for America.
Do y'all remember that piece of garbage ad that ran everywhere? That was from 2016. Now we've got Jack Black standing out there. Vote for Biden. We got all these actors and actresses out there. Yeah. I just wanted to bring that. One of the things that sort of reminded me about that is I shared this on Twitter this either last night or this morning when I saw it. This ad, this fake ad here.
You should listen to us. Oh, we're famous, and we know democracy is at stake. Democracy is at stake. To be honest, I don't even know what that means, but it sounds bad. It sounds terrifying. I think fear is you should be terrified.
All right. This is funny. They're just going through, pretending to be, it's a parody of the Jack Black ads and all these ads that we're going to get out. Hey, afternoon, Fury. I'm going to be, I don't think I've ever watched a movie with Jack Black in it all the way through, except for, wasn't he in that King Kong movie? One of the first remakes of King Kong about 15 years ago. Didn't he play the huckster showman? So, and believe me, I didn't watch that for him. I watched it because I was a King Kong fan. Jack Black's role in that movie was, he was replaceable with just about anybody in that movie because he was not the draw for me to watch it. But anyway, good morning, Spanky. You finally decided to wake up, did you? Okay. The wife went out of town with her best friend this morning. They won't be back until this afternoon, late this afternoon. So, right after she left, he crawled up on the couch, went to sleep. And he just woke up, went over and got some water, and now he wants outside. I'm coming, Spanky. I'm coming. All right. He'll bark when he wants back in. My role in life here has been relegated to caring for the dog. I am the dog's slave. You're exactly right. And the sad thing about these actors and actresses and such. Oh, let's see here. And it took me a while. They have really got this video of that Unite the Front or whatever that was video. They've really got that buried. It took a while of digging for me to find that this morning. So I mean, it's buried and buried hard. And okay, let's see here. And let me see if this is a better link here than that than that one lesson I got. Nope, that is not a better link at all. That's a shame too. Because there's a New York Post about, let's see if this does anything like that. Analytics. Well, hell, I'm not finding any way of getting a better link to this video. I thought by copying, doing a link, and it would say no, but what's this doing here? What does this do for me? Nope, 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 nope. Cancel that too. All right. So anyway, that was weird. A video just popped up my screen of some guy all dressed in white with the white mask on, saying it was Canoe West, whatever his name is, and his wife, and they had to blur her backside for some reason. Oh, now, Fury, I absolutely refuse to watch that mess of a Gulliver's Travels movie because I knew that they had screwed it so badly in trying to give Jack Black a bigger role, giving him a chance to do his version of comedy. And no. The Gulliver's Travels tales, man, those are some. If you ever sit down and actually read them, and I haven't read them in 30 years, maybe 40, actually sat down and read them. But man, that is some amazing writings. That was very impressive writings. So, anyway, so let's go ahead and get to the stuff I've got on the thumbnail. Let's get to the stories in case. Well, at least the stories I want to talk about, okay? Climate protesters attacking Stonehenge. And you see a couple of tourists there trying to pull them away. Now, I was seriously under the impression, and Fury, maybe you can back me up on this one way or another, but I thought Stonehenge had security actually assigned there to prevent people from damaging it. I know there's some trash Americans and trash other people that young kids that would love to go out there and chip away some of the Stonehenge rocks as mementos. Yeah, I got this from Stonehenge itself. It's like when I went to visit the Berlin Wall at Checkpoint Charlie and stood up on the little observation stand there. And people wanted to go over and, take a chip of that rock of that wall. And the guide that we had, the Army guide that we had there, said people have been shot in the past for trying to do that. So there's trash people out there willing to damage anything for one reason or another. Either being just a selfish ass swipe, I want a piece of this as my personal memento. Or people, like these idiots here that for a cause, they're willing to damage a national monument. I hope like hell that your government does not let these punks off scot-free like they've let the ones who've gone in and art museums with little to no punishment. I want to see these people who've done this seriously punished. And yet I understand this is not in the United States, all right? But here in the United States, a pride flag mural painted on the road has more protections, and it's actually a hate crime to leave tire marks on it. But they can go up to a statue of George Washington or anybody else and spray paint it, knock it down, destroy it, and nothing happens to them. No arrests are made to national monuments. I find it absolutely disgusting. It would not have broken my heart to see these assholes shot. And yeah, I mean with lead bullets. I'm not talking beanbags. Beanbags have been all right if they've been shot in the head or nuts, or multiple rounds to the gut and chest. Or viciously pummeled and kicked unconscious. Wouldn't bother me at all to seen it. To me, that'd been an FAFO moment. I hope so, Fury. I hope so. To me, I wish they'd bring back flogging for cases like this. Strip them to the waist and just flog the hell out of them in public. Then soak them down with salt water. Pack salt in the wounds. Wouldn't break my heart at all to see that. Once a month brought out for public flogging and have the wounds packed with salt. And do that every month for, a year or two. Do it to all these little assholes. That I think that would put the resolve in them as to not to do it any longer. Oh, crap. I just closed a tab. Shit. Is one of the Matt Gaetz tabs, too. It's one of the early ones from 2021, I believe, or 2020. Well, hell. I'm not going to go back through and try to research that tab again. Guys, we have got to do something here. Our governments, local and state governments, have got to start stepping in on these idiots. We've been letting them get away with this crap way, way too long. And now they think that, that it's okay to go up and do whatever they want, and there's no repercussions for it, no punishments. Got these people that want to block the roads and protest. If they get hit by a car because they're blocking a road, that's too bad. I've got no too bad, so sad. In fact, that person's insurance company has got to pay for the damage to the vehicle because they were intentionally in the road. They weren't a pedestrian. They weren't a normal pedestrian. They were breaking the law. But that's what first thing we got to do, make certain that there's laws on the books that blocking roads and protest is illegal and punishable in jail with fines, and actually hold them up, actually enforce them, actually send them to jail, actually fine them. They want to find those kids down in Tampa area $15,000 for riding electric scooters over that pride flag. Yeah, and Tyre, I keep forgetting how to do it, okay? I keep forgetting how to do it. I know you've told me, and I keep forgetting how to do it. All right? Beat me up for not remembering. Go to tab bar, right click, and you should see reopen tab. Okay. Thank you, sir. I'm going to make me a little sticky note and put it up there. So there's also a macro for doing it. Reopen, closed. Yep. All right. So anyway. Like I said, I just want to see these guys go to jail. I just want to see them imprisoned. I want to see this nonsense ended. Love you too, Tyre. Love you too. No homo. Boomer tech support. All right. Matt Gaetz. It's a well-known fact. Okay. Matt Gaetz is not very well liked in DC. He's liked in his home district. Now, but he is a thorn in the side of every Democrat out there and a lot of the Republicans. If he thinks that you're not pushing hard enough against the Democrats or for the Republican Party, if he thinks you're trying to let the Democrats get away with nonsense, he pushes against you, pushes hard. Let's just, as a reminder here, let's see here. Is this it? All right. Let's just, I played this video the other day. I'm going to play it again today. This is just a reminder of what Matt Gaetz is like.
Recognize for 5 minutes. We are here at the hearing on the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, and the essential ingredient we seem to be missing is the Manhattan District Attorney, which I guess, Mr. Roy, would be a lot like going to the Salt Lick Barbecue and not getting the moist brisket. To Mr. Jordan's credit, great credit, he sent a letter to Mr. Bragg on May 31st inviting him to come participate, and we got sort of a nasty gram back from Mr. from Mr. Bragg on June 7th. Mr. Chairman, I seek unanimous consent to enter into the record the June 7th response from AG Bragg.
Objection.
And I'm sorry, DA Bragg. And in this letter, I'm gonna quote from it, Ms. Foley. Bragg says, "This office is committed to voluntary cooperation." Do you believe that?
No.
The letter continues, "That cooperation includes making the district attorney available to provide testimony on behalf of the office at an agreed upon date." Do you believe that?
I'll believe it when I see it.
It goes on to say that they're evaluating the propriety of allowing an assistant district attorney to testify publicly about the matter. Now, that assistant district attorney is the one who downstreamed from DOJ, right? So you think they're going to provide Mr. Colangelo here to answer our questions?
I would not expect Mr. Colangelo to show up.
And do you base that opinion on the lawsuit that Alvin Bragg filed against Jim Jordan in his official capacity in the Committee on the Judiciary?
I saw some of that, yeah. I mean, look, you have a legitimate legislative purpose to be inquiring as to what you're doing, so they have no leg to stand on.
But they're not going to come because we ask, and they're not going to come because they say so. And we learned that by observing our dear friends at the Oversight Committee, because this will surprise a lot of Americans. After hearing the enthusiasm around oversight of the Biden crime family, we never sent a subpoena to Hunter Biden to give live testimony before Congress. Let that sink in. The Republican House majority has never subpoenaed Hunter Biden for live testimony in public. We've never done it. And I worry that, we're going about the same kind of process here, and we may end up there in July, right after sentencing, with an empty Alvin Bragg nameplate and an empty Matthew Colangelo nameplate. And then we'll start the process again on letters and subpoenas and accommodation. And I've just grown tired of it. And I think you're right, Ms. Foley, that this is all professional wrestling. There's no real effort to bring these people to bear. So
will the gentleman yield for?
No, one second, I got a motion. Mr. Chairman, I move under Committee Rule 4 and Clause 2M of House Rule 11 to require the attendance and testimony of Alvin Bragg and Matthew Colangelo on July 12th to discuss their involvement in the Trump prosecution, including their office's coordination with the Department of Justice.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
Now, this is where Gaetz has made people mad. Just that right there. He's made Jim Jordan mad because Jim Jordan does not want to subpoena anybody. He threatens. He threatens a lot. And he will subpoena you if you're down the food chain. But if you're up the food chain, if you have got the support of the media, if you've got the support of the National Democratic Party, he won't subpoena them. And Gaetz is demanding that the subpoena happen.
It's a little absurd because Mr. Bragg and Mr. Colangelo have already agreed to appear before the committee on July.
Just because they agree does not mean they'll actually show up. Remember, at this point, once they file those subpoenas, and if they don't show up, then it's contempt of Congress. Now, unfortunately, with this DOJ, while they're more than willing to put Republicans in jail for contempt of Congress, they won't go after Democrats. So what they're going to do, they'll have to wait until the next election, and hopefully if Trump is elected, the new DOJ will have to go after him. That's a year down the road at a minimum. And by then, it's not going to make any difference. It's not going to make any matter.
July 12th, we have a letter to that effect. So there's no point requiring them to do what they've already said they're going to do. The committee asked them for to appear. They asked them to appear today. They made the point that they didn't.
Now, this isn't the only time.
I thank the gentleman. Chair now recognizes
that,
the gentleman from Florida, Mr. Gaetz.
Secretary Wilmoth, there's train and
Gaetz
equip money requested in this budget,
has
right?
gone after the
Certainly,
wrong
Congressman.
people
And
in
the
Congress,
train and
the
equip
wrong
mission
people in the
Niger
DOJ,
is
the
owned by
wrong
the Army,
people
right?
in the Biden
Yes,
administration.
we certainly provide soldiers for that, yes.
General, do you know what is going on in Niger right now?
I know there's some challenges over there in Niger right now, and I don't think that we are actually in charge of that mission that's on the ground.
Well, yeah, we just heard the secretary say you've got soldiers there, so we're gonna.
So we got soldiers in Niger. And here's a general sitting there saying, but we're not in charge of them. When is a general not in charge of when is an American general not in charge of American soldiers? When I was in the Air Force, American generals, Air Force generals, were in charge of me, especially a 4-star general. But here's a 4-star general saying they're not in charge of the soldiers that are there.
We're going to dive into that to some extent. Do you know what the status is of diplomatic overflights to our installations in Niger?
Yeah, I'm vaguely tracking that that's a challenge over
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not a challenge. It's binary. Are we allowed right now to do diplomatic overflights in Niger? Yes or no?
I don't know exactly. I'm not tracking it that close.
Do you know if we're allowed to do those diplomatic overflights?
I don't, but I'm sure the AFRICOM commander does.
Yeah, but you guys just said it's in the budget you're asking for to do these train and equip missions. One of them is in Niger. In Niger right now, the government has stopped us from doing diplomatic overflight missions. So we have Army soldiers right now in Niger who aren't getting their troop rotations, who aren't getting their medicine, who aren't getting their supplies, who aren't getting their mail. And the 2 senior people in the United States Army are sitting before me, and it's like, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Are you going to?
Boy, he just went after the DOJ for allowing American troops to sit there. You think that, or the Department of the Military, the DOD, you think that made the Biden administration happy? I mean, I honestly, I didn't know we had American troops in Niger. And I definitely didn't know we had American troops in Niger not getting medicines, not getting their mail. Do you know how? I don't know if, for those of you who've never served and served overseas, do you know how hard it is not to be able to get mail from your family? Now, when I was overseas, this was before cell phones were a thing. And every couple months, a friend of mine, very good friend of mine, would allow me to come to their house and use their phone to call back to the States to talk to my family. And it would be something that'd be set up in advance so that, they would know when, my parents would know when I was planning on calling, and have everybody available there for the conversation. And a 10-minute phone call, which is all I had, would run me about $65. That's why I only talked for about 10 minutes. And that was from Germany. Now, unless these guys have satellite phones, I can't think of any other way that these guys are going to be able to get in touch with their family except through the mail. But here, we've got American troops in Niger. No combat going on in Niger that I know of. And they can't get mail. They can't get medicine. And the DOD, these two high Biden members of the DOD are just, oh, well, so sad. Not going to worry about it. But Gaetz is tearing them up. You think that made Gaetz any friends? Now, Gaetz is from his district's got a lot of military in it. So that's why he's one of the reasons why he pushes military as much as he does. But that's because he's got a lot of military in there. But now, back in, that's 2021, okay. Or 2022. Where's my 2021 article? Okay. I lost my 2021 article. Sorry about that. Back in almost as soon as Matt Gaetz took office this last time, the accusations of him going out and having sex with the 17-year-old girl who said she was 18 and was at a hooker party, basically, in a bar. He's being accused of trafficking, all kinds of stuff. And he was investigated up one side and down the other. Some people actually went to jail. But Matt Gaetz was cleared. They tried to get Matt Gaetz on bribery charges. Once again, Matt Gaetz got cleared. Now, all of a sudden, in 2022, here's the ex-Florida tax collector whose arrest led to a federal investigation, and Matt Gaetz' former friend, is sentenced to 11 years. Identity theft, stalking, wire fraud, conspiracy to bribe. That was to bribe Matt Gaetz. Okay. So they were His cooperation with federal officials could play a role in an investigation into whether Matt Gaetz allegedly sex trafficked a 17-year-old girl. Excuse me. So they've been after Matt Gaetz since 2021. Actually, before then. And he was cleared. He was cleared. There was nothing there. We've all, nothing there. This is a nothing burger. In 2023, Justice Department drops sex trafficking probe of Representative Matt Gaetz without charges. 2023. This was a little over a year ago. February 15th of 2023. So almost a year and a half ago. He'd been under investigation for years over this. And the DOJ could do nothing. They found nothing. They found nothing. Gaetz, Republican Florida, has been under investigation for years on suspicion of having sex with a 17-year-old girl and allegedly paying her to travel with him. But Gaetz, 40, said he cooperated with federal investigators and strongly denied it. Again, this DOJ cleared him. January 2024. Investigators with the House Ethics Committee appear to be taking a deeper look into the federal probe of the conduct of Matt Gaetz, Republican of Florida. Matt Gaetz is the reason why we've got the Speaker of the House we've got now. Matt Gaetz has been a thorn in the side of the Republican leadership for playing too cozy with the Democrats. If Matt Gaetz was playing nice with the Republican leadership, he wouldn't be under investigation. He's only under investigation because he does not play nice with them. Witness tells House Ethics Committee Matt Gaetz paid her for sex. Several women who were witnesses in the DOJ probe have been interviewed. Don't you think this Department of Justice, under its current leadership, Matt Gaetz has torn them all up, all the way up and down, over everything. He's been after Ray. He's been after damn it, what's his name? Y'all know who I'm talking about, the Attorney General. And tired, and this, with this many times, the Believe All Women has ended. The day of Believe All Women has ended because there's been too many high-profile cases of women making accusations that have been proven false. That baseball player that I think he was a player for the Oakland A's, the pitcher, that a woman tried to set him up. Yeah. Yeah, he's been after my orchids. Yeah, Merrick Garland. I don't know why I keep drawing a blank on Garland's name whenever I need it. Come on in, Spanky. But the day of the time of Believe All Women, as far as I'm concerned, is over with. It never should have started in the first place. But it started with a few high-profile cases, like Weinstein, and that, women would never lie about that kind of stuff. Women lie about that kind of stuff every day. I'm not saying all women lie. I'm just saying women lie. There have been women liars. And there's been enough of them that you should never believe all women. You're okay, buddy. All right, get this computer back over here where I can do something with it. Investigators have interviewed at least a half a dozen women who allegedly attended parties where the Florida congressman was present and were paid for by Joel Greenberg. All right, the guy who's now in jail for 11 years. Okay. He struck a sweetheart. He basically struck a sweetheart deal by promising him to get Matt Gaetz, and he couldn't deliver. So they're still going after him. They're reopening cases that have been closed out. And I'm not above saying or believing that the Republican leadership is involved with this. No, it's just like all the hate crimes. The girl at the college, turned out she's the one that wrote all those nasty words on her door. The other woman that called in about her hijab being pulled off. Turned out that was a lie. She took it off herself. Yeah, mattress girl. Yeah. Okay, Fury. Now, I am not defending Matt Gaetz. I am not saying he is innocent of these charges. What I'm saying is he's already been investigated for years. The charges were brought and dropped. He was cleared. But now is coming back up into election season, and if they want him gone. There's Republicans that want him gone. Like there's Republicans that want MTG gone. And I've said, I don't want to count. I don't want to have to go back and count the number of times I've said here. I don't want Matt Gaetz as my best friend. I don't want MTG as my best friend. Hell, I don't want Donald Trump as my best friend. Even though he'd have no problem dropping a couple $100,000 in my pocket if I asked him, if we were bestest friends. Because I don't like them as people. But that doesn't mean I don't like what they do in Congress and the positions they take and how they stand up. They've got backbones. They got big ass balls. Yes, even MTG has them. She's got bigger balls than some of the other Republicans do. I may not like the way they always go about what they do. I may not like everything that they say. I may not like I said, I may not like them as people want to have them over for dinner and introduce them to my wife and children and grandchildren. But that doesn't mean I don't want them treated fairly and unnecessarily hounded until they're out of office. Did I not shut that front door correctly all the way there, Spanky? Or screen door, if it don't get closed all the way, it'll blow open. And I think that just set off my security system. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot going on here that I don't like. And let's not forget the big elephant in the room on the Senate side. You've got a man who has been caught taking bribes from Egypt, from foreign countries, a sitting senator, and he's still there. He hasn't been removed by the Democrats. They haven't removed him from his seat. He hasn't been removed by the governor. He's still sitting there drawing a paycheck, even though he's been taking bribes of gold and cash and cars from a foreign country. Hey, Mass Creation, how's it going? I found out it happened yesterday, and it happened after. Well, like I said, my wife is home, and if I would have been able to stream, I would have talked about it yesterday afternoon, because it just absolutely infuriates me. That they would attack a 5,000-year-old monument like that. And it really pisses me off that there aren't guards there to protect it from people like that. Okay, that just absolutely irritates the living daylights out of me that there's not people there to protect it. That there were tourists there more concerned about protecting it than any representative of the government. I'm not the biggest fan of police at all times, but I am a fan of having police protections of monuments like that. That's a good way. Thank you, Mass Creation. You've absolutely stated that correctly. They've got an inverted morality. If they can tear down something for a cause that they like today, they're going to do it, regardless of how old that item is that they're tearing down. I would not be surprised if they thought they could get away with it, that they'd go out to Egypt and attack the Sphinx or the pyramids. I wouldn't be surprised if they haven't thought about it. Now, see, museums have done a lot to protect their paintings and such. Most of them are behind glass to where the damage can't be done to the painting itself. But Stonehenge is one of those monuments that just, I honestly believe that if you want to see it to appreciate it, you need to come close to it. You need to be able to walk amongst the stones to truly appreciate it. To see it from a distance, to see it from in pictures only, I think belies the actual presence of it. But I really want to see those idiots. I want to see them flogged. And I want them seen flogged multiple times. I want to see them flogged on a monthly basis for a year with salt water poured over the wounds afterwards. And the old-fashioned mercurochrome used on any bandages. That crap that burned like hell when we were kids. Let's see. They use their they give them a choice between losing a forefinger or a thumb. Because they either use their forefinger to pull the trigger or their thumb to depress it on those paint cans. So whatever digit they used to activate that spraying mechanism, be it a trigger or depressing, remove that finger. Remove either their forefinger or their thumb. Take it down, take their forefinger down to the first knuckle. Now, take off take off down to that first knuckle. Now leave that little 1-inch stubby of their forefinger. Same with their thumb. Leave them that little 3/4 inch stubby of their thumb. That would, yeah. It, it just, mass creations, it just really, it's like, 2-3 years ago when Megan Rapinoe and that other soccer player dropped the American flag on the ground when they were handed the trophy. And the Kelly O'Hara went in and picked up the flag off the ground. At that point, Megan Rapinoe should have been kicked off the American team. Never allowed to participate on American soccer again. Same with the other woman. When they dropped the American flag to the ground. Just so they could stand there and jump up and down and wave the trophy around. There are some things in this world that should be respected. Your country's flag, monuments to past heroes and heroines, monuments to past events. Monuments have stood for thousands of years. Even if that religion that built those monuments is no longer practiced today, we don't, yeah, there's people out there who call themselves Druids. Well, there's people out there who call themselves Norse pagans. Okay. They're not true Druids. They're not true Norse pagans. I mean, fully practicing those religions as that religion was practiced 5,000 years ago. But the monuments that were built and have stood should be protected. I know. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I've rattled way too much about that. But for some reason, watching those two guys do that, those two people do that, just hit me totally wrong. Maybe it's because when I was in Europe, I never got the chance to go over to see them like I wanted to. Like I toured mainland Europe, but never made it over to the UK, never made it over to Ireland, never made it up to Scotland, never made it to Wales. But I got through France, I got through Spain, I got through Italy, I got through most of the European countries. So, well, Ramen, but if people, sometimes streamers or people, get on one subject and when you make the whole stream about that one particular subject, the stream can become boring. It just becomes repetitive, or, all right, you've said enough about it. Yeah, we got you. You're mad about it. Let's talk about something else, or I'm going to leave the stream and find something else to listen to. And I'm tired. And I do want to make this interesting for you guys to listen to. Okay, I do want to try to make it interesting for you guys to listen to. So, okay, let's see here. What else can we? Let's take a look and see what's happening on Twitter. Let's see here. Robert Barnes rages against. Okay, let me share this. Oh, the FBI. Yeah, here's something. Okay, come over here. The FBI, the guy that shot up the Q nightclub, former Colorado resident sentenced to life in prison for federal hate crimes and firearm offenses related to mass shooting at Club Q. Anderson Lee Aldrich, 24, formerly Colorado Springs, Colorado, was sentenced to 55 concurrent life sentences to run consecutively to 190 years in prison after pleading guilty to 74 hate crimes and firearm charges from the November 19th, 2022 mass shooting at Club Q, an LGBTQIA plus establishment in Colorado Springs. He admitted to, according to the plea agreement, he admitted to murdering 5 people, injuring 19, and attempting to murder 26 more in a willful, deliberate, malicious, and premeditated attack at Club Q. As part of his plea, Aldrich admitted this attack was in part motivated because of actual or perceived sexual orientation and gender identity of any person. Fueled by hate, the defendant targeted members of the LGBTQIA plus community. Well, guys, Mr. Aldrich there, let's see here, come back up here and get his name again. Mr. Anderson Lee Aldrich, when he first went to trial, let me find this article again. Let's see here. Here we go. I got. Okay. Anderson Lee Aldrich, non-binary gunman who killed 5 at Colorado gay club admits federal hate crimes. Colorado Springs suspect identifies as non-binary and uses they, them pronouns. Non-binary gunman. Should Anderson Lee Aldrich be referenced by they, them pronouns? They wanted the court to refer to him all during the trial. They, them. Remember that? But he was part of that LGBTQ plus crowd as a non-binary person. He was part of them. So he's gotten hate crimes against his own people? Does that make any sense? He gets sentenced to hate crimes over his own people? Are you sure about that, Tyre? That don't, you know. Hey, Digi, welcome. I tell you, my childhood memories are mostly on farm that I grew up on, falling through and walking through the barn one day. The floor gave out from underneath me. And you know how they always show in movies or TV shows somebody falling and and they look just to the left or just to the right, just inches away from them is a knife or something like that. That actually happened to me. I fell, landed on the floor below me, and my left leg was within inches of the tines of a three-pronged pitchfork. With the tines sticking up in the air. That was the luckiest day. I mean, that the good Lord. I mean, if my leg had been falling just a couple inches over, those pitchfork tines would have gone right through my leg when I fell. Now, going to the county fair and winning a pig in the grease pig contest. I was actually in the news. My picture was actually in the newspaper for that. I've got the newspaper clippings. So yeah, I had a lot of good memories growing up on that farm. Going out and watching my brother. My brother was going to get his ass whooped by my dad. My brother done something really bad, and my dad pulled his belt off, and my brother went running out into the cornfield and ended up getting lost. And he'd come running out of the cornfield finally. He was all sweaty and everything, and he passed out. My dad carried him up to the house and yelled for my mom to bring out some water to throw on him to cool him down. Because it was a hot summer. And she brought out the dish pail that she was doing dishes in, full of soapy water, dirty soapy water, and dumped on him. Oh, I can remember that. I still remember the look on him when he came to. He's soaked. He's got food remnants all over him. Oh, Lord have mercy. Having our bull chase me through the pasture. Yep. A lot of good stuff, watching my one year we were killing chickens, getting them and plucking them, getting them ready to go in the freezer. And I mean, we took a hatchet, cut off the chicken heads, tossed them on the ground. The chickens would run around, the bodies would run around. The whole thing, running around like a headless chicken. Well, I mean, that actually is a thing. But the damn chicken, one of them ran up my sister's legs and got caught in her blouse. And it still got blood pumping out of the neck. And so my sister's back and head is getting all covered in chicken blood. Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah. There's some wild times happen like that when we were growing up. Things that, today's kids, unless you grow up on a farm, farm kids experience things nobody else ever does. Threw a barn party one year. Well, every year we had a big barn party, invite all of our friends over. And the boys slept in the upper loft, the girls slept in the lower loft. And one of us boys got sick, threw up over the edge of the loft all over the girls below the loft. Oh, right. Oh, I've got some fishing stories too from when we were kids fishing. But anyway, guys, okay, I've got to go pop another pain pill. Thanks for the laugh here at the end. I needed that. But like I said at the beginning, this is going to be a short stream. I'm on full dosage pain pills here today, so. But I want to everybody thank you. I hope I want to thank you for coming out and making me laugh there at the end, remembering some good stuff from when I was a kid there. But everybody, y'all have a good one. Tomorrow's Friday Fun Stream. Ramen, we'll see you tomorrow morning. All right, everybody, have a good one. Enjoy yourselves. Be with the ones you love and love the ones that you're with.